Okay, so this is going to be my tribute speech. We do have an audience today. Get everybody in there. Alrighty, so when I was making my speech and I was writing everything down and thinking of how I wanted to start everything off, I was wanting to come up with an introduction that would just, captivate my audience and bring everybody in. And so I'm thinking, what's a good way to do that? I'm like, okay, a quote, that's a good idea. And so here I go with my note cards. I go on Pinterest and I search quotes about dads, because this speech is going to be about my father and all of the ways that he has impacted my life. So I go on there and I search quotes about dads and I scroll through them all, and honestly, they just weren't saying what I wanted them to say. There wasn't a quote that could string the words together that said what I wanted to say. What I truly want to say is that my dad has shaped me into the person that I am today. The most important way he has done that is going to trickle down into all of the other reasons that I list. And that is that he puts his family first. Because he has put his family above everything else in life, he has taught me what matters. If you know my dad, he is a very hardworking man, but even with that, he has always told me that there is more to life than just work. If you know him, that's a phrase that he says all the time, and that is definitely obvious in the way that he lives his life. He is always available for me. There have been multiple times where I'll call him at 1 a.m. even. He works night shifts and I'll forget that he's at work. I've called him before just crying about situations, and he'll step out of work where he's not even supposed to have his phone and take the call and speak with me for hours about life lessons. And it was these times that I will always reflect on and that have shaped me into the person that I am. In addition, the times where he would always take me to school, I always reflect on, even though he did work on night shifts, he would drive 30 minutes to our house, pick me up from school, drive 30 minutes to school, and then do the same thing later when he picked me up. And I always looked forward to those times and those traditions that we had together. In addition, we would always go shopping for my mom on Christmas. No matter what we had during those years, no matter how much I was working or how much he was working, we would always set aside time to do that for each other and do that together. He's really loyal to his family, and it was that loyalty that always showed me what mattered in life. He is always giving me kind words. I know that my dad is always in my corner. He is one of my best friends, and it shows in the words that he speaks to me. He is always giving me kind, supportive words. He's always saying that he loves me. He's quick to say, I love you, and that he is proud of me, and that constant support really means so much to me. It shows that he really is always in my corner. And then especially in the way that he treats my mom. Growing up, my whole entire life, I have seen him be my mom's supporter, be my mom's best friend, my mom's fighter. Anything that she needed, he was there for her. And so because I was able to see my dad treat my mom in that way, it showed me what I deserve. Whenever I do find that husband, I have a happy, healthy relationship to look forward to, and that he was a big role model in that way. And so everything he does for her, if he can do it for her, I know that I need to find a man that can do it for me. And then lastly, just in the way that I am like him, moving away, I recently moved an hour and 20 minutes away from my family to Murfreesboro. And so where I was an only child, I was very close to them. And so being away from him has actually made me reflect more on how I am like him. One of those ways is definitely just like little things where my mom always tells me that we have the same mad face, and it always annoys her because if we're both mad about something, we'll just be in the room together making the same face, and my mom always gets mad at us for that. And she always says that we're both stubborn. And then I definitely am my dad in that same way. If you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna try to do it. And my dad is that exact same way. And just really being on my own, I realized that I am like him if I'm in a room with other people and I'm talking to them. And even if nobody else in the room agrees with me, I know that at least my dad would agree with me because he is my best friend and we agree on literally so many things. So with that being said, I owe my dad a huge thanks. I want to thank him for the life lessons that sometimes felt like lectures. They were repeated so many times, but those are the lessons that I look back on that are implanted in my brain that I reflect on all the time. I want to thank him for the laughs, the inside jokes, the memories, the traditions, and the fact that he was always there for me. And even if he is not physically with me every day, a piece of him will always be with me because he truly made me me. So thank you, Dad.